As the young man stepped off the bus, the strap of his backpack snagged, caught in the door. He struggled, pulling hard. Rip! The fabric began to tear. A street musician nearby noticed. He called out, "Hey! Hey, kid!" But the young man, lost in his phone, didn't hear. A passerby, instead of helping, saw an opportunity. The wallet was slipping from the torn bag. A quick tug, fall. The wallet hit the ground. The passerby's foot covered it. A glance around. No one. He bent down, pretending to tie his shoe, and slipped the cash into his pocket. The musician frowned. "That's not right." The passerby smirked, tossing a few coins into the guitar case. "Here's your share. Keep quiet." Meanwhile, the young man, finally free, hurried into an office building. At reception, a pause, a glance, a question. "Are you here for the interview?" "Yes, but your bag is torn." Shame burned on his face. He rushed outside. "Can I borrow your guitar case?" he asked the musician, a raised eyebrow. "It's old, covered in stickers. Won't it embarrass you?" A shake of the head. "It doesn't matter." The musician hesitated. "How do I know you'll return it?" The young man slipped off his watch. "Hold this. I'll be back." Later, the same passerby entered the office, confident, smug. "I'm skilled. I deserve this job." Then, shot the boss, the street musician. The boss smirked, dropped a few coins on the desk. "Here's your reward for your honesty." Then, the young man walked in, a warm smile from the boss. "You carried something others might judge. That's the kind of person I need. Drop a heart if you agree."
Lily had been trying to have a baby for a long time. She and her husband wanted a child more than anything, but they had a very hard time. They had one miscarriage, then another. It was very sad, but Lily always smiled and said everything was fine. One day, the family had a big dinner. Everyone was happy because there were babies everywhere. Lily's sister-in-law, Emma, had a little girl, and everyone loved her. But Lily didn't feel happy. She felt sad. She wanted a baby so badly, but it seemed like everyone else had what she wanted. Lily smiled at Emma's daughter, but when the baby tried to kiss her, she said, "No, not now," and turned away. But when she saw Emma's happy face, she couldn't keep her feelings inside anymore. Therefore, Lily shouted, "It's just hard for me. I want a baby too, but it feels like I can't have one. Why does everyone else have what I want?" The room went quiet. Everyone looked at Lily, surprised. She had kept her sadness inside for so long, but now it all came out. Therefore, Emma turned to Lily and said, "Lily, I understand more than you know. I had 4 miscarriages before I had my daughter."
She married the richest man in town, but when his elderly mother came to visit, she slammed the door in her face. "Your dirty mother can't enter my clean house." The old woman stood outside in the rain, soaked and shivering. Her husband pleaded, "Please, she's my mother. Just let her stay one night." But his wife crossed her arms. "Choose. It's either me or that beggar woman." The next morning, the wife woke up excited. Today, her husband would transfer millions to her account as promised. She ran downstairs with the divorce papers he'd requested, thinking she'd get half his fortune anyway. "Here, sign these and give me my money," she demanded, smiling greedily. But her husband looked serious. "I have something to tell you first." Just then, the old woman walked in wearing an expensive dress and jewelry. The wife's jaw dropped. Who is this?" she stammered. "Meet the real owner of everything you see. I'm actually her driver. She wanted to test what kind of person you really are. I've seen enough. You married for money, but showed no kindness to a stranger in need." The wife fell to her knees, begging, but it was too late. She'd revealed her true character and lost everything. It was the boy's first day at work, but the supervisor frowned and shook his head. "This is ridiculous," he said. "You should be in the back. I don't think you should be working here." A lady nearby gasped. "And I'm very offended by you," she said. "It's wrong to call him out like this in front of everyone." But the supervisor crossed his arms. "Do you see how long he's taking? He's too slow." The lady shook her head. "That's fine with me and most people in the store," she said. But the supervisor was not convinced. "Well, he shouldn't be working out here," the supervisor said. Therefore, the lady spoke even louder. "No, you! I wish you weren't here." She turned to the crowd. "Does anyone agree with her that this boy shouldn't work here?" Silence. "No, nobody agrees with you," she said. The supervisor's face turned red, but instead of stopping, he muttered, "Why do they even hire people like this?" An old lady nearby gasped. "Oh my goodness, are you serious?" she said. "You're being rude and mean." Therefore, she pointed to the door. "You're making this worse. Just leave." The supervisor huffed, but the people had already turned away from him. "Drop a heart if you believe everyone deserves a fair chance on their first day." "Why can't you just be normal?" my uncle sneered across the dinner table. Everyone fell silent. That's when I snapped. I came out as gay when I was 20. Most of my family was fine with it, but not Uncle Dave. He always made comments like, "Don't act so gay," or "Men used to keep that private." I tried to ignore him for years, but at our big family dinner last week, he crossed a line again. He started ranting about how pride parades are gross, how real men don't act like me. I called him out for being homophobic. That's when he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Why can't you just be normal?" I couldn't take it anymore. I had seen Uncle Dave on Grindr before. He has a big, unmistakable tattoo. So I said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Funny coming from someone who's on Grindr every weekend." The room went dead quiet. My aunt gasped. Uncle Dave turned white and spilled his wine before leaving. The loudest critics sometimes hide the biggest secrets. Share this if you're tired of hypocrisy hiding behind family values. I want us to see other people, Maria announced, slamming her coffee cup on the table. Her husband James looked up, confused. What? After 5 years of marriage? She leaned back, smiling. Relax. We can both date others. Keep things exciting. If you're uncomfortable, we stop. James hesitated. I don't know about this. What's wrong? Scared no one will want you? She mocked. He swallowed his hurt. Fine, if that's what you want. 2 months passed. James said nothing about his life. Maria grew curious. One Sunday after church, she grabbed his phone while he showered. Her hands trembled as she scrolled. Dating app. Dozens of matches. Messages from women. Dinner plans. She felt sick. She confronted him immediately. You're cheating on me. You suggested this, he said calmly. But you're actually doing it? She screamed. How many women? James sat down slowly. Maria, why did you really want an open marriage? Her face went red. That's not tell me the truth. She broke. There's someone at church. David. I thought he liked me. I wanted to date him, then leave you for him. James closed his eyes. And he rejected me. Said he'd never date a married woman. Then he stopped attending our church. Silence. So no one wanted you, James said quietly. And now you're angry I found people who appreciate me? You have to stop, she demanded. We're closing this marriage now. James stood up. No, Maria. We're ending this marriage now. You didn't want an open relationship. You wanted an exit strategy that backfired. Her jaw dropped. You can't leave me. I already called a lawyer, he said, walking toward the door. I'm staying with my sister. You'll hear from my attorney tomorrow. She fell to her knees. Please, I made a mistake. He paused at the door. You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. When you plant seeds of betrayal, don't be shocked when loneliness is your harvest. What you plan for others often becomes your own fate. Drop a heart if he did the right thing. This rich lady drove her fancy car to the grocery store. She saw a poor woman with her little girl begging for food outside. God will provide, the poor woman whispered to her daughter. The rich lady laughed loudly. God doesn't care about poor people. If he did, you wouldn't be here. She threw her leftover coffee at them. God only helps people like me with money. God loves everyone, ma'am. Then why are you starving? She drove away feeling proud. That night, the rich lady had a heart attack. She died instantly. She woke up in a beautiful place with golden light everywhere. An angel stood before her. Where am I? Heaven's entrance. But you cannot enter. What? I donated millions to charity. I'm rich. I deserve heaven. The angel pointed behind her. The poor woman and her daughter stood there, glowing with light. But they had nothing. They had faith. They had love. They had kindness. You had money, but no heart. They fed others even when hungry. You threw coffee at children. The rich lady fell to her knees. Please, give me another chance. You had every chance on earth. The golden gates opened for the poor woman and her daughter, but not for the rich lady. Drop a heart if you believe God judges our hearts, not our wallets. This girl was walking home from school when she saw an old woman struggling with heavy bags. The woman asked for help, but the girl pretended not to hear. She walked faster, leaving the woman behind. At home, her grandmother was cooking dinner. The girl sat down and began complaining. Grandma, there was this dirty old woman begging for help today. So annoying. I just ignored her. Her grandmother's face went pale. What did you say? The girl laughed. She was so weak, probably homeless. Why should I help her? That's not my problem. Her grandmother quietly walked to the window and pointed outside. The same old woman was standing at their gate, holding the heavy bags. Grandma opened the door with tears in her eyes. Sister, I'm so sorry. This is my granddaughter. I know, dear. I was testing her heart. The girl realized this woman was her grandmother's best friend from church. She had been watching everything. The grandmother turned to her granddaughter with disappointment. Sarah, God sends people to test our kindness. You failed today. The girl broke down crying. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. From that day, she never ignored anyone in need again. Comment yes if you believe God is always watching through the eyes of others. The senior manager walks into the office kitchen. Her assistant is making coffee, but he spills some on his shirt. Are you serious? She snaps. You can't even make coffee without making a mess. The assistant quickly wipes his shirt. I'm sorry, sorry isn't good enough, she interrupts. You're sloppy, unprofessional. I'm requesting a new assistant. She storms out. The assistant stands there, embarrassed, but a colleague nearby notices something. He's holding a business plan notebook. 2 weeks later, the manager gets a new assistant. This one seems perfect. Sharp suit, organized desk. But during a client meeting, he stutters nervously while presenting. Unbelievable, she mutters to HR later. He can't even speak clearly. Get me someone better. A month passes. Third assistant arrives. Professional, well-spoken, excellent work. The manager is pleased until she sees him eating lunch at his desk. A cheap instant noodle cup. Instant noodles, she scoffs to her colleague. Successful people don't eat that garbage. He has no ambition. Her colleague sighs. You've gone through 3 assistants this quarter. Maybe you're too harsh. Harsh? She laughs. I have high standards. I deserve excellence. If they can't meet my expectations, they don't belong here. 2 months later, a new hire joins. Young, polished, impressive resume. Perfect. Until the manager sees her taking the bus home instead of driving. She doesn't even own a car, she tells HR. That screams not going anywhere in life. Transfer her to another department. The HR manager shakes his head but complies. 1 year later, the company faces bankruptcy. The manager desperately searches for investors. Her boss calls her in. I found someone. He's interested in acquiring our company. She walks into the conference room. Her heart stops. It's her first assistant, the one who spilled coffee. But now he's wearing a tailored suit, and bodyguards stand behind him. Hi, he says calmly. I'm the CEO of TechRise Ventures. I heard your company needs help. She forces a smile, her voice trembling. Oh my God, I always knew you had potential. Remember when I mentored you? He opens his briefcase. Actually, I remember you calling me sloppy and unprofessional. A woman in a business suit enters, his business partner. This is Sarah, my former colleague who believed in me when no one else did. She helped me build my company. The manager recognizes her. The assistant who ate instant noodles. He closes his briefcase. I'm sorry, I don't invest in companies that value appearance over character. Good luck finding another investor. He walks out. The manager stands frozen, realizing her company's fate. Her boss turns to her. Fired. Your judgment cost us our last chance. The former assistant later tells his team, never judge someone's future by their present circumstances. Ambition lives in the heart, not the wardrobe. Drop a heart if you believe people deserve respect, regardless of their current position.